The Pentagon just dropped a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through defense circles worldwide. On April 27, 2025, the Department of Defense announced a massive $4.5 billion funding surge, specifically targeting the B-21 Raider program. But here's what's really stunning. Nearly 40 of these sixth-generation stealth bombers are already taking shape in secret California facilities right now. That's almost 40% of the Air Force's minimum planned fleet, and most people have no idea this is happening. While China scrambles to develop their H-20 stealth bomber and Russia's PAKDA program drowns in delays, America is quietly building what experts are calling the most advanced aircraft ever to grace the skies. The speed of this production push is remarkable, especially when you consider that each of these Raiders costs roughly $793 million in today's money. But there's more to this story than just impressive numbers. Northrop Grumman, the company building these technological marvels, just reported a $477 million loss in the first quarter of 2025. Before you think that's bad news, here's the twist. They did this intentionally to completely revolutionize how they build these bombers. They've fundamentally changed their manufacturing process to enable much higher production rates, setting the stage for something unprecedented in modern aviation history. Welcome to Jet Insight, where we bring you the most important developments in military aviation. What you're about to discover will change how you think about America's strategic defense capabilities. The timing of this massive investment isn't coincidental. With tensions rising across multiple theaters and adversaries developing increasingly sophisticated air defense systems, the Air Force is racing against time to field a bomber fleet that can penetrate any defense system on Earth. The B-21 Raider isn't just another aircraft. It's being designed as the backbone of American air power for the next several decades. The unprecedented funding surge. The numbers behind this acceleration are staggering. The fiscal year 2026 budget request allocated $4.74 billion to the B-21 development program, with $2.3 billion coming from the base budget and $2.4 billion from a reconciliation bill specifically designed to speed up production. This represents one of the largest single-year investments in a bomber program in American history. To put this in perspective, the entire B-2 Spirit program, which gave us 21 bombers, cost approximately $44 billion over its lifetime. The B-21 program is already approaching similar funding levels, but with a completely different outcome expected. Where the B-2 was limited by astronomical per-unit costs, the B-21 is engineered from the ground up for affordability and scalability. If you're as amazed by these developments as we are, type "proud" in the comments below. This funding surge comes at a critical moment. Air Force Global Strike Command's General Thomas Bussiere recently stated that the rapidly changing security environment means there's a greater need for the exquisite capabilities offered by stealth bombers. The general noted that current production rates were planned when the geopolitical environment was quite different from what we face today. The money isn't just going toward building more bombers. A significant portion is being allocated to production scale-up, personnel training, supply chain expansion, base construction, and long-term sustainment planning. The Air Force is essentially building an entire ecosystem around the B-21 program, ensuring that once these bombers roll off the production line, they'll have everything needed to maintain operational readiness for decades. What makes this funding even more remarkable is the bipartisan support it's receiving. The House version of the reconciliation bill includes provisions specifically designed to accelerate production and allow for an inventory above 100 aircraft. This level of congressional backing demonstrates the strategic importance placed on the B-21 program across the political spectrum. Inside the secret production facilities, deep inside Air Force Plant 42 in Palmdale, California, something extraordinary is happening. This isn't your typical aircraft manufacturing facility. It's where the future of American air power is literally taking shape. Nearly 40 B-21 Raiders are currently in various stages of production, representing a level of stealth bomber manufacturing not seen since the height of the Cold War. The facility itself is a marvel of modern engineering. Originally used in the 1980s and 1990s to build the B-2 Spirit bombers, Plant 42 has been completely transformed for B-21 production. In January 2017, Northrop Grumman received a $35.8 million contract modification for a large coatings facility at Plant 42, specifically designed for B-21 stealth coating applications. This facility enables the application of advanced radar-absorbing materials that make the B-21 virtually invisible to enemy radar systems. What sets the B-21 production apart from previous programs is the revolutionary approach Northrop Grumman has taken. Unlike traditional programs that build prototypes separate from production models, the B-21's test aircraft are built on the same production line using the same tools and technicians as operational units. This approach eliminates the typical discrepancies between testing and production phases, dramatically reducing risks and accelerating the transition to operational capability. The first B-21, nicknamed Cerberus, took its maiden flight on November 10, 2023, departing from Palmdale and flying to Edwards Air Force Base, where it joined an intensive test campaign. By September 2024, 3 airworthy Raiders were actively flying, with the combined test force reporting exceptional performance that exceeded initial expectations. The production process itself represents a quantum leap in manufacturing technology. Northrop Grumman has implemented what they call a digital ecosystem throughout the aircraft's life cycle. From training modules and augmented reality tools that allow technicians to visualize tasks before touching the aircraft, to streamlined integration of supplier parts, these advancements have significantly reduced risk while supporting unprecedented efficiency levels. The speed of production is particularly impressive when you consider the complexity of these aircraft. Each B-21 incorporates thousands of components from hundreds of suppliers across the country. The seamless integration of these components requires precision, manufacturing tolerances that would have been impossible just a decade ago. The manufacturing revolution. The decision by Northrop Grumman to absorb a $477 million loss in the first quarter of 2025 reveals the true scope of the manufacturing revolution taking place. Company CEO Kathy Warden explained that this loss stemmed from a fundamental change in their manufacturing process, specifically designed to enable accelerated production rates. This wasn't a mistake or oversight, it was a calculated strategic decision. Warden emphasized that this process change supports higher production rates and represents a one-time adjustment that positions the company for the quantities needed in full-rate production. The company is essentially taking a financial hit now to be better positioned for the massive production requirements ahead. The manufacturing changes go far beyond simple assembly line modifications. Northrop Grumman has implemented advanced manufacturing techniques that leverage artificial intelligence, machine learning, and predictive analytics to optimize every aspect of production. Digital twins of each aircraft are created during the manufacturing process, allowing engineers to identify and resolve potential issues before they occur in the physical aircraft. One of the most significant innovations is the integration of supplier parts directly into the production process. Instead of the traditional approach, where components are manufactured separately and then integrated, the B-21 program has created a synchronized supply chain where parts arrive precisely when needed and are immediately integrated into the aircraft. This just-in-time manufacturing approach dramatically reduces inventory costs while maintaining production efficiency. The learning curve benefits are already becoming apparent. Tom Jones, president of Northrop Grumman Aeronautics Systems, noted that the company is learning how to build B-21s better and at scale. Each aircraft that rolls off the production line incorporates lessons learned from previous builds, resulting in continuous improvements in quality, efficiency, and cost-effectiveness. The total anticipated losses on the stealth bomber's first 5 production lots have now surpassed $2 billion, but industry experts view this as a necessary investment in long-term production capabilities. These early losses are expected to pay dividends as the program transitions to full-rate production, where economies of scale will drive down per-unit costs significantly. Strategic implications in global context. The acceleration of B-21 production comes at a time when America's strategic competitors are desperately trying to develop their own stealth bomber capabilities. China's Xi'an H-20 stealth bomber program remains years from operational deployment, with limited public information suggesting a prototype may have flown by 2023. Russia's PAC-DA program is mired in delays, with no confirmed prototypes as of 2025. This gives the United States a significant strategic advantage. While competitors struggle with basic development challenges, America is already ramping up production of what experts consider the most advanced bomber ever built. The B-21's ability to integrate with network systems, including uncrewed escorts and off-board sensors, positions it as a centerpiece of a broader family of platforms that no other nation can match. The global implications extend beyond just bomber capabilities. The B-21 is designed to serve not just as a bomber, but as a battle manager and intelligence platform. Its advanced sensors and computing capabilities allow it to coordinate operations across multiple domains, from air and space to cyber and electronic warfare. This multi-domain integration represents a paradigm shift in how air power is employed. The program's emphasis on interoperability with allied forces is particularly significant. The Pentagon has emphasized that the B-21 will be able to work with U.S. allies and partners to deliver flexible strike options in coalition operations. This capability is crucial in today's interconnected threat environment, where multinational cooperation is essential for effective deterrence. The strategic timing of this production acceleration aligns with broader shifts in global power dynamics. As China continues its military modernization and Russia maintains its nuclear capabilities, the United States is ensuring that its strategic bomber fleet remains technologically superior and numerically adequate to meet any challenge. Technological superiority and capabilities. The B-21 Raider represents more than just an evolutionary improvement over previous bombers. It's a revolutionary leap in aerospace technology. Designated as the world's first sixth-generation aircraft, the B-21 incorporates technological advances that were science fiction just a decade ago. The stealth capabilities alone are extraordinary. The aircraft features more sophisticated stealth technology than any previous platform, including smoother radar-absorbent coatings and recessed air intakes that dramatically reduce its radar cross-section. When the Air Force first released photos of the B-21 in May 2024, experts immediately noted the narrow two-dimensional exhaust system embedded in the aircraft's tail, a significant advancement over the B-2's more conventional exhaust configuration. The aircraft's flying wing design is optimized not just for stealth, but for maximum efficiency. With an intercontinental range of 12,000 kilometers and a payload capacity of 12 to 13 tons, the B-21 can conduct long-range missions without refueling while carrying substantial weapons loads. Its maximum speed of approximately 1,050 kilometers per hour balances endurance and stealth characteristics perfectly for contested environments. What truly sets the B-21 apart is its open systems architecture. Unlike previous bombers that were essentially fixed platforms, the B-21 is designed for continuous technological upgrades. Its advanced computing systems and networking capabilities allow for rapid integration of new weapon systems, sensors, and electronic warfare equipment as they become available. The aircraft's dual-capable nature means it can deliver both conventional and nuclear munitions. Its armament includes B-61 and B-83 nuclear bombs, as well as the long-range standoff nuclear cruise missile, reinforcing its role in strategic deterrence. This flexibility ensures that the B-21 can adapt to any mission requirement, from precision conventional strikes to strategic nuclear deterrence. Perhaps most remarkably, the B-21 is designed to operate in both manned and unmanned configurations. This capability represents a fundamental shift in bomber operations, allowing for missions in extremely high-threat environments where human crews might be at unacceptable risk. Expanding fleet requirements. The original program called for at least 100 B-21 bombers, but recent strategic assessments suggest this number may need to increase significantly. Air Force officials have testified before Congress that a fleet of 220 bombers would likely be needed to meet all operational requirements, with some assessments suggesting the number could rise to between 145 and 200 aircraft. This expansion reflects the changing nature of global threats and operational requirements. Unlike previous eras when bomber operations were primarily focused on nuclear deterrence, today's security environment requires bombers capable of conducting simultaneous operations across multiple theaters. The B-21's global reach and deep penetration capabilities make it essential for operations in both the Indo-Pacific and European theaters, where adversaries have developed sophisticated anti-access area denial networks. The production capacity exists to support these expanded requirements. Air Force Global Strike Command's General Bussiere confirmed that there is production capacity built into the current effort that would allow for accelerated production if directed by the Department of Defense or Congress. This built-in flexibility was a deliberate design decision, recognizing that strategic requirements might change as global threats evolve. The economic implications of expanding the fleet are significant, but manageable. While the upfront costs are substantial, the long-term value of maintaining strategic superiority far outweighs the investment. The B-21's designed lifespan of several decades means that today's investment will provide strategic capabilities well into the 2070s and beyond. Defense experts argue that a second production facility may be essential to meeting both operational requirements and broader demands of allied collaboration. The House version of recent legislation includes provisions specifically designed to support production expansion, demonstrating congressional recognition of the strategic importance of maintaining robust bomber capabilities. The digital revolution in aircraft development. One of the most significant aspects of the B-21 program is its embrace of digital engineering and manufacturing technologies. Northrop Grumman has implemented what they call a digital ecosystem that pervades every aspect of the aircraft's development, production, and sustainment. The use of digital twins represents a fundamental shift in how complex aircraft are designed and built. Every B-21 has a complete digital representation that allows engineers to test modifications, predict maintenance requirements, and optimize performance before implementing changes on the physical aircraft. This digital-first approach has resulted in a 50% reduction in software certification time compared to traditional methods. The flight test program itself demonstrates the effectiveness of this digital approach. Before the B-21's maiden flight, it underwent over 200 test sorties in digital simulation, accumulating more than 1,000 flight hours to validate onboard sensors, hardware, and software in simulated real-world conditions. This comprehensive digital testing meant that when the aircraft finally took to the skies, it performed exactly as predicted. The integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning throughout the development process has enabled unprecedented levels of optimization. AI systems continuously analyze production data, identifying opportunities for improvement and predicting potential issues before they occur. This predictive capability has been crucial in maintaining the aggressive production schedule while ensuring quality standards. The sustainability implications of this digital approach are significant. Traditional aircraft development programs often result in extensive physical testing, prototyping, and modification cycles that consume substantial resources. The B-21's digital-first approach dramatically reduces material waste while accelerating development timelines. The knowledge and experience gained through this digital transformation are already being applied to other programs. The lessons learned from B-21 development are informing approaches to other advanced aircraft programs, creating a multiplier effect that benefits the entire defense aerospace industry. Addressing the evolving threat environment. The acceleration of B-21 production is directly linked to the rapidly evolving global threat environment. U.S. Strategic Command Commander General Anthony Cotton noted that current production rates were planned when the geopolitical environment was quite different from what we face today. The general emphasized his desire to see increased production rates to meet current and projected threats. The threat environment has changed dramatically over the past decade. China's military modernization has focused heavily on anti-access area denial capabilities specifically designed to counter American air power. Their development of advanced surface-to-air missile systems, fighter aircraft, and radar technologies represents a direct challenge to traditional bomber operations. Russia's continued investment in air defense systems and strategic weapons creates additional challenges for conventional bomber operations. The S-400 and S-500 surface-to-air missile systems, combined with advanced fighter aircraft and electronic warfare capabilities, create a complex threat environment that requires the most advanced stealth capabilities to penetrate effectively. The B-21's design specifically addresses these evolving threats. Its advanced stealth characteristics, electronic warfare capabilities, and networking systems provide the tools necessary to operate effectively in highly contested environments. The aircraft's ability to coordinate with other platforms and serve as a battle manager means it can orchestrate complex operations while remaining survivable. The networking capabilities of the B-21 extend beyond traditional air operations. The aircraft can serve as a node in multi-domain operations, coordinating activities across air, space, cyber, and electronic warfare domains. This integration capability is essential for modern military operations, where success depends on seamless coordination across multiple domains. The program's emphasis on continuous technological upgrades means that the B-21 will be able to adapt to new threats as they emerge. Unlike previous bomber programs that were essentially static platforms, the B-21's open architecture allows for rapid integration of new countermeasures and capabilities as the threat environment evolves. The industrial base transformation. The B-21 program represents more than just aircraft production. It's driving a fundamental transformation of the American defense industrial base. The scale and complexity of the program are creating ripple effects throughout the aerospace industry, strengthening capabilities that will benefit multiple defense programs. The supply chain for the B-21 involves hundreds of suppliers across the country, creating jobs and technological capabilities in communities from coast to coast. The program's emphasis on advanced manufacturing techniques is driving innovation that extends far beyond bomber production. Companies throughout the supply chain are investing in new technologies, equipment, and workforce development to meet the program's demanding requirements. The workforce development aspects of the program are particularly significant. Northrop Grumman has invested heavily in training programs that combine traditional manufacturing skills with cutting-edge digital technologies. These programs are creating a new generation of aerospace workers equipped with the skills necessary for 21st century aircraft production. The technological spillover effects are already becoming apparent. Manufacturing techniques developed for the B-21 are being applied to other aerospace programs, creating efficiency improvements across the industry. The digital engineering tools and processes pioneered for the B-21 are being adopted for other complex systems, multiplying the program's impact. The program's success is also attracting international attention. Allied nations are closely watching the B-21's development, with some expressing interest in potential acquisition or collaboration opportunities. While the aircraft's advanced capabilities make export unlikely, the technologies and processes developed for the program could have broader applications in international partnerships. The long-term implications for American technological leadership are significant. The B-21 program is maintaining America's position at the forefront of aerospace technology while creating the industrial capabilities necessary to meet future defense challenges. The investment in people, processes, and technologies will pay dividends across multiple defense programs for decades to come. Operational readiness and deployment. The transition from production to operational readiness represents a critical phase in the B-21 program. The first operational B-21 units will be based at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, which is already undergoing extensive infrastructure upgrades to support the Raider fleet. These modifications include specialized hangars, maintenance facilities, and training systems necessary to support the most advanced bomber ever built. The Air Force is taking a measured approach to achieving operational readiness. Rather than rushing aircraft into service, the focus is on ensuring that all supporting systems, procedures, and personnel are fully prepared before the B-21 enters operational service. This methodical approach reflects lessons learned from previous programs, where operational challenges emerged due to inadequate preparation. The training systems for B-21 operations represent a significant advancement over previous bomber programs. The use of virtual reality, augmented reality, and advanced simulators allows crews to gain extensive experience with the aircraft before ever stepping into the cockpit. This comprehensive training approach ensures that when the B-21 becomes operational, crews will be fully prepared to exploit its capabilities. The maintenance systems for the B-21 incorporate lessons learned from decades of stealth aircraft operations. The aircraft is designed for easier maintenance than previous stealth platforms, with improved access to systems and more durable coatings that reduce maintenance requirements. These improvements will significantly reduce the lifecycle costs of the aircraft while improving availability rates. The operational concepts for B-21 employment are being developed in parallel with aircraft production. The Air Force is working through scenarios for how the B-21 will be employed across the full spectrum of operations, from strategic deterrence to conventional strike missions. These operational concepts will guide training programs and deployment strategies as the aircraft enters service, community engagement, and veteran support. For those who have served our nation in uniform or continue to support our military forces, the B-21 program represents the continuation of America's commitment to maintaining the world's most capable Air Force. The men and women who have dedicated their lives to defending our nation understand the critical importance of maintaining technological superiority in an increasingly complex threat environment. If you're a military veteran, active service member, or military enthusiast, we invite you to join our community of like-minded individuals who appreciate the significance of programs like the B-21. Your experience and insights are valuable contributions to understanding how these advanced capabilities will shape the future of air power. The B-21 program builds on decades of innovation and sacrifice by countless service members who have advanced American air power capabilities. From the pilots who tested early jet aircraft to the maintainers who kept complex systems operational, every contribution has led to this moment where America fields the most advanced bomber ever built. The program also represents hope for future generations of service members. The technologies being developed for the B-21 will influence military aviation for decades to come, ensuring that those who serve in the future will have the tools necessary to defend our nation and our allies. Looking toward the future. As the B-21 program accelerates toward full operational capability, it's important to recognize that this represents more than just acquiring new aircraft. The program is fundamentally reshaping how America approaches strategic deterrence, power projection, and alliance partnerships in the 21st century. The technological capabilities being developed for the B-21 will influence military aviation for decades to come. The digital engineering processes, advanced manufacturing techniques, and integration capabilities represent investments in America's technological leadership that will benefit multiple defense programs. The program's emphasis on adaptability and continuous improvement ensures that the B-21 will remain relevant throughout its operational life. Unlike previous bomber programs that were essentially static platforms, the B-21's open architecture allows for continuous upgrades and improvements as new technologies become available. The strategic implications of the B-21 program extend beyond just American capabilities. The aircraft's designed interoperability with allied forces represents a commitment to maintaining the alliance structures that have provided global stability for decades. The B-21 will serve as a cornerstone of collective defense arrangements, while maintaining America's ability to act independently when necessary. The success of the B-21 program will influence future defense programs across all services. The lessons learned from its development, production, and deployment will inform approaches to other advanced systems, creating a multiplier effect that strengthens America's overall defense capabilities. Conclusion. The acceleration of B-21 Raider production represents a pivotal moment in American defense history. The combination of unprecedented funding, revolutionary manufacturing techniques, and urgent strategic requirements has created a program that will define air power for generations to come. The nearly 40 bombers currently in production represent just the beginning of what promises to be a transformational capability for American air power. The $4.5 billion funding surge, the manufacturing revolution at Northrop Grumman, and the strategic vision of Air Force leadership have aligned to create something truly extraordinary. The B-21 Raider isn't just another aircraft. It's a statement of American resolve, technological superiority, and commitment to defending our nation and our allies. As these remarkable machines roll off the production line in Palmdale, California, they carry with them the hopes and expectations of a nation that has always relied on its military to protect the freedoms we hold dear. The men and women who will fly, maintain, and support these aircraft represent the continuation of a proud tradition of American air power. From the Doolittle Raiders, who inspired the aircraft's name, to the current generation of airmen who will operate these systems, the B-21 program connects past, present, and future in a way that honors those who came before while preparing for the challenges ahead. If you found this deep dive into the B-21 program as fascinating as we have, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below letting us know what you think about these remarkable developments. And if you want to stay updated on the latest developments in military aviation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. The future of air power is being written right now, and we'll be here to bring you every important development as it happens. Good work on staying with us through this incredible journey into the future of American air power. The B-21 Raider represents the best of American innovation, determination, and strategic thinking. As these aircraft begin their operational service, they'll carry with them the gratitude of a nation and the respect of allies around the world.